She meets you for the first time. No spark, no butterflies, no magnetic pull. And just like that, most men lose without ever realizing they were still in the game. See, most men think attraction must strike like lightning, immediate, obvious, explosive. But here's the twist no one tells you. Attraction doesn't always begin with desire. Sometimes it begins with confusion, with a subtle sense of curiosity, with an energy she can't define, but her instincts won't let her ignore. And here's the brutal truth. 99% of men never make it past this point because they don't know what to do when there's no obvious interest. They panic, they chase, they collapse. But the men who know how to manufacture interest, those are the ones who become unforgettable. The ones women pursue without understanding why. In this video, I'll reveal 6 psychological triggers, Machiavellian strategies used by emotionally intelligent, dangerous men to turn even passive women into active pursuers. Each one is a lever you can pull intentionally to create psychological gravity. Miss even one, and you won't even realize how close you were to having her fully hooked. Stay to the end, because one day you'll meet a woman who shows no interest. And these 6 rules will decide whether you fade into memory or take full control of the frame. Rule 1. Make her feel slightly unqualified. Desire rarely starts with compliments. It begins with imbalance, a subtle sense that she may not quite qualify for your full attention. Let me paint the scene. You meet a woman who's used to admiration. She walks through the world collecting attention without lifting a finger. Other men offer smiles, praise, validation, falling at her feet just to be noticed. No, of course I like you. I just get nervous sometimes. I'm really enjoying this. And in that moment, he collapses. Or maybe you've been in a relationship for years. One night she says, I feel like you've stopped trying. Maybe you don't even care anymore. Most men defend. I do everything for this family. What more do you want? Again, collapse. But the dangerous man, he stays still. He holds his posture. He maintains eye contact. Maybe he gives a faint smile and says, "Interesting that you feel that way." And then, nothing. That pause, that silence, it disarms her completely. Why? Because your energy says, "I don't move for emotion, I move from principle." Machiavelli knew this well. The wise man rules not through force, but through presence. When you remain grounded, even in her storm, you trigger two powerful instincts inside her: respect, curiosity. And curiosity is where obsession is born. Here's your imprint moment. If she can move your emotions, she owns the frame. But if she can't, she chases it. Rule 3. Use absence to build psychological tension. Attraction doesn't always grow when you show up. Sometimes it grows in the spaces where you don't. You need to understand this. Tension isn't created by proximity. It's created by controlled distance. If you're always available, always texting, always showing up, you dissolve into background noise. But when you're slightly unavailable, when you disappear into your purpose, your craft, your life, her imagination begins working harder than your words ever could. If you're single, this is how it looks. You had a great first date. She felt the energy. But you don't text afterward. You don't rush. You don't follow up every day. And suddenly, her mind begins to wander. Why hasn't he reached out? Did I not impress him? Who else has his attention? If you're in a relationship, this shows up subtly. You don't flood her with affection. You don't feel the need to explain every thought. You maintain your rhythm, your independence, your mission. And without saying a word, she feels a tension rise. Why is he so centered without me? Every new piece she finds feels like a reward. Every new insight feels like a secret treasure. Machiavelli taught, appear open but conceal your intentions. Why? Because when a woman feels like there's always more to uncover, she never relaxes. She stays emotionally engaged because you're not fully conquered. Rule 5. Signal high demand without flaunting it. Here's a truth that flips the game. A woman's desire intensifies when she senses competition, not because she's jealous or insecure, but because she's biologically wired to value what others silently desire. But here's the key. You never brag. You never announce. You signal your desirability without words. If you're single, this is subtle. You post a story. Other women like it. You don't mention it, but she sees it. Suddenly, her brain whispers, "Why do they want him? What am I not seeing?" If you're in a relationship or marriage, it's even more powerful. At social events, other women naturally show you respect. They glance your way, they smile, they linger in conversation. You don't engage inappropriately, but you don't hide either, and your woman notices. Silently, her instincts say, "Others want what I have. I better protect my position." Machiavelli said, Reputation builds faster than proof. Let her imagination connect the dots, because the dots she connects on her own are more powerful than any facts you could give her. Rule 6. Own your detachment. This is the final lever, the one that separates average men from emotionally magnetic, unforgettable men. Emotional detachment. You don't chase her approval. You don't crumble without her affection. You enjoy her, but you don't need her, and that changes everything. If you're single, this looks like you show interest, you're present, but you don't initiate every time. You don't cling. You don't over-explain. She feels it. He enjoys me, but he doesn't depend on me. If you're in a relationship, you love her deeply, but your purpose comes first. Your goals remain untouched. Your world continues with or without emotional reassurance. Even in conflict, you stay grounded. Machiavelli captured it perfectly. He who depends on nothing cannot be conquered. And when she feels that you could walk away, not to threaten her, but because she gives it freely, desperately, not because he tried harder, but because he gave less and held more of what no woman can ignore: power.